Hi, welcome to Honestly Friends, where we talk about life, love, friendship, and the culture. It's Elise. Hey, Day, how you doing?
Hey girl, I'm doing well and you?
Good. Saturday weekend. It's rainy, but it looks like the sun is coming out, so
My
no
favorite
complaints.
days, filming days. I love our chats. I love it. I
Yeah,
love it.
exactly. Remember when we were in our hiatus, you were like, "I'm ready to go back." I was like, "Yeah, me
Yeah.
too."
Yeah. I love this.
It's a different
So
aspect of our normal chats. Yes, ma'am.
it is. Normal ones are
Mhm.
a little bit more private, but we
Mhm.
can we can talk our we can still talk our mess. And I love talking my mess.
Mhm.
Um so today's topic, I want to talk about what's going on with these men's nowadays. Like, what is up? What's the problem? What's the tea?
Mhm.
And I'm talking about Keke Palmer's boyfriend, who nobody knows his name.
Mhm.
I'm also talking about Jonah Hill, who we do know
Mhm.
his name, and now I feel like, sir, what do you got going on?
Mhm.
And who else is man? It's somebody else man, ain't it? And light skinned Keisha man.
Yes. Oh, wow. We got a lot on the docket today.
Yeah. I'm a little bit. I would like to know
Mhm.
what's the problem? What's going on? So we can start with
It's
we can
cringeworthy.
yeah. We can start with, I guess, Kiki's situation and
Mhm.
why all that happened. Like, that was so terrible. And his name is Darius, right? I think
Mhm.
so. Darius, sir, who even are you? Like, nobody knows who you are. And you're with,
Mhm.
like, literally America's princess, and not like just Black America's princess, but like America's princess. We all love Kiki. We love us some Lauren Kiki Palmer. We love her. Why would you
She is
go ahead?
literally a Black American princess. Like one of my favorite
Yes,
movies. That is, we were speaking about Black
Babs.
movies. I
Yeah,
love Baps though. Baps is not a
yeah.
movie I regret.
She's our Babs.
And
Like,
so
baby,
she
what are you
is.
doing? It was so
Mm,
cringy.
it
So
was.
my stance on that, I understand that he felt uncomfortable with what his girl was wearing to the Usher concert.
Mhm.
Maybe he felt also uncomfortable with the interaction between Kiki and Usher. What I don't understand is, why did he take that to Twitter? Like, this is your relationship. This is the mother of your child. This is your girlfriend, to what we know, unless she's not your girlfriend. But even if she isn't, she's still the mother of your child. That's a private
Mhm.
in-home conversation. That's a text message like, "Hey, we gonna need to talk," and that's actually a real in-life conversation, or at least a verbal conversation. Because I feel like certain conversations aren't meant to do through text messages. Why did
Mhm.
you put her y'all business out there to social media? And then my favorite aspect of it being on social media was how everybody was going in on him, because why would you do that? You try to embarrass her and you embarrass yourself. They done ran you off Twitter and Instagram because then you couldn't take the heat. You were trying to shame your girlfriend and mother of your child instead of having a real
Mhm.
conversation with her in home as the man of the family.
Mm.
Like, I was just like, what's going on? What are you doing, man of the family?
It's so bad. Like it's so bad. My take on it when you sent it to me, or you didn't send it to me, you sent your reaction to me. And I was like, yeah, I had already heard about it. And the only thing that I had an issue with is that he made it public. I
Yeah.
understand when uh, two people are together, um, couples need to talk about what they're comfortable with and what they're not, and they need to decide on it. He was upset. The thing is, I don't think she meant, if she upset him, right? But she doesn't come across as someone who is spiteful. And that's going to happen in relationships. Your person's going to mess up. But the
Right.
fact that you decided that you were going to purposely hurt her and sting her, that's a character flaw.
That
That's
is.
not cool with me. It's a character flaw because you wanted to hurt her.
Right.
And one thing about me and you, we have talked about it, do not embarrass me. Do
Do
not
not embarrass me.
embarrass me because I'm not trying to embarrass anybody that I'm with.
Right.
I wouldn't like how that felt. So if I'm mad at my boyfriend, I'm going to talk to him real quick. And
Right.
I'm going to hold it in and I'm going to talk to him, and we're going to have a conversation about getting some understanding. And so unfortunately, he got embarrassed, but it's because like we view Keke Palmer as family. So whoever is mad at the fact that y'all went in on him, the context is you offended a family member, and so other said family member is gonna go in on your ass. And to us, Keke Palmer is like our little cousin or our cousin that we grew up with, and what you're not gonna do is do that. So you have to be okay with the consequences. Okay, and it's unfortunate because it's like it's cringy.
It is. And it's like she's such a fun and vibrant
Y'all going
person.
in on this man.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. They going in on
I don't do that, but I definitely will get on the internet and laugh. That's me all day. But it's just
yeah.
It was so funny to me when I saw like CNN reporting on it, and like what is it, MSNBC,
I had to text you about that. I was so embarrassed.
That's so embarrassing.
CNN. You got CNN talking about me and you?
Like they be
all because I wore something?
Real life world news is what they report, and now they sitting here talking about Keke and her business like that. I know she had to be embarrassed. Like, and she's a Virgo. I know she don't play that game. Like they literally have
they do not like that personal. They do not like to be reprimanded in public. That's like the number one thing. I did not know she was a Virgo. That makes sense. She is a Virgo. It makes sense. They don't like that. You can reprimand them, but not in public. Oh, they will hate you for the rest of your life. They will.
That whole situation was so freaking cringe. And the fact that like I had just seen within that week, or within the last 2 weeks at least, because my timeline be off, that she has a podcast, and I don't know if he's a co-host or he happened to be on the podcast on that day, but they were talking about another couple. They were talking about the Summer Walker and Meech, Little Meech, Big Meech, whatever his name is, situation, and like how Summer had like DM'd this girl, like how my man, and like Keke's like, I would not do that. Like any conversation I need to have with you is gonna be in the house, in the back room, in a closet. I would be like nobody's gonna know
what's going on. Meech, what the hell going on? What you doing? You playing with me? Because if you want to be with her, you can just let me know. You can be with her, and I will get out of here.
Right?
What are you doing?
Ooh, baby? I'm so good for that. Like that's what you want. Okay, go.
Like if there's another person that feels that comfortable talking to you. No, I don't know that lady. I just know you.
Right.
That's what. And then the thing about Keke and them is that like he a few months before aired her literal body, her T and her A, on his social media.
Right. So he clearly does not have a problem with her body. The
conservativeness that he stands for is not really conservativeness. He just, because I know conservative men, he don't want my ass in front of anybody, and he is not personally showing my ass off to anybody.
Right.
Only he gets to see my ass if you really conservative. So like you put your own girl out and you were okay with it. So stop with the lying. Control. The thing is, you're lying to us, and don't do that.
It's control. Like sometimes people don't want relationships and partnerships. They want to be able to control. Like I do this. I get to do this when I want. Yeah, but you can't, and you have to get permission from me. It's like, baby, people are grown. Like she don't need no permission from you, sir. Like no. And to be honest,
and all that conservative stuff. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I feel like it. Like yes, when I saw the back of her dress, I was like, "Oh, Keke ass was out." Okay, girl. Okay, girl. Okay, ass. But she's in the entertainment industry. I think more than anything, I don't think he necessarily had a huge problem with her outfit as much as he had a problem with Mr. Steal Your Girl, Usher. Like I feel like he was just like, "Oh wait, Usher could steal my girl if he really wanted to." Like who's not an Usher fan? We all are. We all grew up on Usher. Like we still growing up on Usher. So
I disagree. If that girl is all about him, it could be Usher. It could be. She's like, nah, I'm good.
Well, I mean, I don't mean like he can steal any girl. What I'm saying is like Usher's that guy. So like there's gonna be like a dang, he's that guy. Obviously, I feel like if anybody cares for you, male, female, otherwise, like if somebody cares for you and wants you, no one's gonna sway
Mm-hmm.
them. That's a personal truth. That's the person that don't want you. Like if your person can be swayed, they don't want you. Not fully,
Mm-hmm.
not 100%, maybe a little bit, but they don't want you
Mm-hmm.
fully.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that in a context of like, Usher is smooth. It's like who's not gonna sit there and fangirl over Usher or fan guy, whatever. Who's not gonna sit there and be like, oh my God, it's Usher and feel that moment, whether you decide to I feel like it don't even have to be a thought of like, oh, I would go home with Usher. You're just enjoying that moment. And I think that's what Keke was doing. But I feel like he saw that and was like, oh, baby, that's Usher.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Usher can get my girl if he wanted to. Like, he's that type of guy.
I mean, maybe, but I don't know.
When you're insecure, you don't think rationally. And I just feel like
That's
that
true.
was his insecurity just bleeding out, and that's why he wrote that about his spouse, so to speak.
But you being insecure doesn't mean you get to hurt people and say, well, I'm insecure. No, baby.
Right.
Okay, well, you're going to be insecure with somebody else because you can't do that to me. That is hurtful.
Embarrassing.
That is abuse. It's an abuse. You can't get to abuse me emotionally.
Right.
Because you're insecure. No, sir.
And not your brother being on a show called Insecure and that's the life you live. Like, sir, get it together.
Okay, you sound like them. You sound like them people that was going in on him. He was just like,
those were my thoughts. Those were my thoughts. They weren't my words. But no, I just feel like I just thought it was so cringy. And then him then proceeding to say, like, after he first comments and saying, like, oh, you a mom though, to then try to double down on it and be like, I'm the man of the family and the spouse should be, or the wife should be like X, Y. That is not your wife. When did you
what happened? Is she your wife? Did you marry her? Did you have premarital sex with her? Because all those things that you talk about, you just broke 3 rules right there. So you cannot, again, it cannot be only good for the person you with and you can break all the rules. You have no standing, you ruin your ministry. Okay.
You're not a traditional man.
You didn't
not
take
the
me before the Lord
man.
and marry me and then have sex with me and have a child. We have a child together and we've been kicking it for a year. Okay?
Right. Like you're not the traditional guy that you're trying to now preach to be, like, because that's not traditionalism. Like the route that you took is not traditionalism, and
at all.
No one has to be traditional, but you don't get to pick and choose the moments that you want to use it. You don't get to do that. So I just thought, rightly so, they went in on him, because it's like, why would you embarrass her? Like you said, like you and I have had conversations. I'm like, do not embarrass me. If me and my guy are going through something, baby, at the house. Because the moment you publicly embarrass me
about it from you. Anybody else tell me.
Because I find that to be public embarrassment. Girl, I don't care if it's you. I don't care if my man say, Lee, tell Daya that I had cheated on her. I am now publicly embarrassed. Because I should be the person to know my information and then decide to sit in my information and figure out how I'm going to deal with this information that's brought to me. I shouldn't be blindsided by nobody else about what's going on between me and you and any grievances that we have. Like, are you kidding me? No, that's
and it's just hurtful at the end of the day. We talked about this a few weeks ago with the Gabrielle Union and D Wade situation, where both of you and I think came to the conclusion where we were like, I don't feel protected if I was Gabrielle. And so, like, as this is just me, like in a couple, like we're a team, and at minimum we give a damn about each other. I don't want to see you I don't want to inflict anything on you painful. And so it's just like, if you're okay with that, then you're not my teammate, and then we should not be together. Because like, I don't feel protected by you.
You have to
and
feel
the man
safe.
and the women protect each other in different ways. Like, I got to know that my person, like, he would not do that to me.
Yeah.
And she would not do that to him. Like, nah. First of all, I'm gonna go talk to my man. I'm gonna go talk to my girl. Fuck all of y'all real quick. Like, I'm whatever. Or like, you know what? That's for me and my girl to talk about. I'm mad at her right now. She gonna get the business. Like, what are you doing?
I don't feel like
nobody else needs to know y'all's business like that. Oh my gosh. Because I'm
so
cringing.
It's so embarrassing.
I'm cringing. I have been throughout my life around couples where it's like, or like couples in my family where they're gonna fight, and you just like, oh and
my
we just stuck here in the
gosh.
middle just listening to the fight.
Listen,
Oh my
I was
gosh.
on the phone with somebody one time, and her man got in a argument, and I was like, I'm on the phone like, okay, well, bye. Like, this is too much for me.
It's cringy.
It's too much for me. So yeah, no, like these guys are like, they're just showing their ass. They're showing their whole behind. And another person showing his whole behind. I don't know what this situation was. I don't even know these people. I've never seen them before. But like light-skinned Keisha and her dude, and I'm sorry, I don't know none of these dudes' names like that. But her dude, him going in, them having that conversation where she's like, if you cheated on me, I would leave. And he's like, you wouldn't do that.
Nah, can't be. And I was like, who's what? Yes, I would. That's why I'm telling you that. Why would anybody it's to the point where it's like, you really think that we're at a level now where you don't even have to pretend that you would be sorry? It's like, nah, I'm finna cheat on you. No,
and
sir.
And his justifications, him saying like, the amount of money I spent on you, sir.
Spent on you, so?
Let me write you a check.
Then go find another girl to spend a lot of money on. What are you talking about?
Let me write you a check.
No, I'm not writing you a check. I'm not writing you shit. But I mean, I'll step aside so you can get somebody else and you can make her a lot of money. Excuse me?
What I say, get somebody else to do it. Like, immediately get somebody else to do it.
Get somebody else to do it. And now that you sent it to me, so I had with the Keke thing, I had seen it before. But with light skin Keisha, you sent it to me, and you do this several times where I'd be like, why did you send this to me? Because I'm upset. I was having a good day, and now I'm just like, what the fuck? Because
I'm provoking. I like to provoke.
Don't want to even have stuff like this in my stratosphere. And I was like, yo, this nigga is crazy. You think that it's so disrespectful. I would like, and you said, cut the interview. I don't even know why she had the interview.
Oh no. Yeah, I would have, that moment when he said like, oh, you wouldn't have left me. You wouldn't have left me. I'd have been like, shut everything down. Shut this off right now. What are you talking about?
Me too. Because you're trying me right now.
No, like, what are you talking about?
In front of people?
We're breaking up right now. Because I feel like
right now,
you telling me that I would, you trying to tell me that I would accept your disrespect with your cheating is grounds for me breaking up with you. Because why would you think that? You think I'm an idiot? When you look at me, you see an idiot sandwich sitting in front of you? Like, no, you're not going to sit there and say that to me. And I always say, like, even if you decide to forgive someone for cheating, like, relationships happen. You weigh the good and the bad and all that stuff. Like, do not ever think that that is a given, because it's really not. It's really not.
And it happens all the time. Because you know what? Here we go with the conservativeness. That's the only thing in the Bible that the Lord say, the red letters, if you're a red letter reading Christian, because there's red and black letters. But anyway, Jesus said you can leave your husband or wife if they cheat. So, sir, that's real crazy to me. That's real.
It's like, it's so audacious. And I just feel like, to look at your partner, I know, like, they're doing a podcast, like we're doing a podcast. It's a conversation. And according to him and his justification, it was, for conversation. And we do that. We do that now. We have all kinds of different conversations to keep the podcast going. But I feel like when you're speaking to the person that you're in a relationship with, your spouse, like whatever y'all situation is, please tread lightly. At least if you speaking to me, I'm not playing those games, because they're like, to me, I'm just like, why would you think that? Like, now we have to have a deeper discussion than the original discussion, right? Because that's the impression I was getting. That's the impression I was getting. Like, he has cheated. He's probably is cheating now. He about to go cheat later on.
And think he's entitled. And that's why I was so upset, because in the interview, you can see the wheels turning in his head that, oh shit, I've already cheated on her. I gotta convince her, like, no, you can't leave. And then you saw the wheels turning in her head too. Like, hold on, wait, is this we talking about me and you? I thought we were talking about everybody else.
Right. Everything
And then
just
she
got
was
so
like, I have
real.
to convince you. She was like, no, I will leave you. And she was like, I will leave you, sir. He was like, no, you're not. I'm like, okay, y'all clearly need to have a talk because y'all are on different pages. And that's why I was like, why? I don't want to know this. And that's why I was like, why did you send this to me?
No, because
This
I
is
think it's a great
private conversation that
that they brought to the
this
public.
is a
And here I
private
am
conversation between a
publicly.
couple. I don't want to be in another couple's business. That's not my business. Oh, it was so cringeworthy. And I wish I would. I wish I would. No, baby. Mm-mm.
No, I just
You
like
cheat on me?
and and then speaking of podcasts, like hopping back to Keke, that conversation that she had with her boyfriend about like if somebody, came to me or whatever, and she's like, I would keep it, we would have a private conversation. He then proceeded to say on that podcast, like, well, what if somebody came to me? Why would somebody come to me about you, Darius? What are you talking about?
Who is
Like,
Darius?
why are you? That's his name, Darius Dawson, Keke's man. Exactly.
Oh,
Who
okay.
is Darius?
We're going back to Keke. Okay.
Yeah, because we talking about podcast episodes. So I forgot to say that. Like, it's just like, why y'all keep inserting yourselves in these situations? Like, well, what if it was me? Why would it be you? That's literally always going to be my question. If I'm ever having a conversation with my man, we talking about cheating or some type of disrespect in a relationship, and he's like, what if it was me? Why would it be you?
That's wild. Absolutely.
Why are you fantasizing about you trying me? Because I feel like that's what that is. You're fantasizing about you trying me. Don't fantasize about disrespect when it comes to me. You can fantasize about anything else, but do not fantasize about disrespecting me.
Again, it's a character flaw. It's a character flaw. Where's the character? Like the good parts of it though. Like this is terrible. I'm mortified. And I'm not now one of these girls in these two different relationships, but I'm mortified for them.
No, I just feel like
I'm so embarrassed.
These men are like, they're so audacious with it. It's just, and then why are y'all bringing it to the internet? Like that's something I think you and I talk about all the time, especially in the here and now. We've spoken about the internet and like how everything is just at our fingertips with everyone. And it's just like, some of these conversations need to be offline. Like keep your private...
off the group chat. Take us off the group chat. Kim and Kanye. Oh, you remember that? Oh my gosh.
Oh no. Like, Kanye literally put us in a group chat. He's like, here go the text messages. I'm gonna post them. Why are you posting these? I don't want to know what's going on between y'all like that.
Kanye to take us off. Kim was too. She was like, can you stop putting our stuff on the group chat?
Like it's so cringy and it's so embarrassing, and it's like certain conversations need to be had in house, and like I wouldn't necessarily say behind closed doors, but not in front of everyone else. Like if there has to be a mediator, a third party, or something else that's going on, then let it be someone that's well respected by the two of you, and that can help you to navigate the conversation and help you to navigate whatever breakdown in communication you have to move forward. But to just put us here, like, this is my situation, like Keke's boyfriend, why did you comment on a post of your girlfriend in an outfit? Like, that was a conversation that needed to be had at the house, period.
Yeah.
We do not need to know that. Like, I literally need people to stop putting their romantic business, romantic relationships, their fallouts, like, stop putting it on the internet. It's actually quite weird. Because all it's telling me is that you don't even know how to have a conversation, because this is supposed to be a conversation. It's supposed to be a conversation between you and you. Now, if at some later point, you guys like...
A lack of maturity, for sure.
Right. It's a lack of maturity. If at some later point you guys have gone over the situation, talked about it, you're in a better space, and it's like, okay, perhaps based off of the type of job that you do, you want to then bring it to light to show like how we overcame this. Maybe, sure, okay, like, people can always use a little bit of direction and what to do in a situation, but to just air your business out and air your significant other out is weird.
At that point, you can be helpful to somebody because it's like, this is the issue that we had and this is how we got over it. But the way these two conversations came out, it was not helpful to anybody. And it was detrimental to them.
Right.
And if anything, they posed as being a source of laughter. And I wasn't trying to laugh, but there were some points where, especially when they was going in on Darius, I was like, nah, why y'all did that to this man?
Right. Right. And it's just
I hate it
like,
for you, but you know, you made this bed. You got to sleep in it, honey.
yeah.
You should watch how you speak to people.
And especially
Because I know
your
when someone,
girl.
I know I can have a, don't come for me. Do not come for me. Because I'll come right back.
I feel like any relationship that you have with anyone, but definitely
Mm-hmm.
a romantic one, should be a place of protection. Like, I cover you, you cover me. Of course we're going to
Mm-hmm.
have like dialogue and discourse and disagreements. Of course, that is life.
Mm-hmm.
We don't think the same. Heck, I
Mm-hmm.
even have disagreements with my own self about things that, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this. That's life. But
Right.
it should still be a safe space,
Yeah, and then it
because
goes, do
them
you even
spaces are
like the person
unsafe.
you with? Because it sounds like when you lash out like the way Darius did, at least it was like, you even like this girl? Because that was mean. Just mean. Just
Yeah,
mean.
it
I'm like, you don't
was
even like
just
me.
super
Why are we
mean.
together? You don't even like me. Like you embarrassed me in front of the world. Got CNN talking about me and you. CNN has never talked about me in my whole career.
And then at least for Keke, because I'm sure she's embarrassed, but at least though we were like the Avengers. Like, everybody pulled up and was like, nah,
Mm-hmm.
Keke, this ain't the one to play with, or the 15th. Like, we're not gonna do this about her. So at least for Keke, like,
You know
people were
now.
on her side and like defending her, but it's like, still, to even have to have people to be on your side. Like, the person that you're with
When
should
your
be your,
man ain't on your
when he's the
side.
ops, he's literally your ops. And the rest of
That's
the world,
weird.
people that Keke has never met, and they've never met her, have to come to her defense against her own boyfriend. That's
But when she went
crazy.
to bed at night that night, the only person she wanted to have her back, she realized that
Didn't.
he's the only one that doesn't have my back.
Mm-hmm.
And I sleep with this person every night.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I'm not gonna keep sleeping with this person every night. So you think they finna stay together?
I'm a,
I don't think
I'm gonna
so.
be honest about my feelings. I hope not. Like, I feel like
Mm-hmm.
you can't just embarrass somebody. Like I said, I genuinely feel like your relationships, all of them, your romantic ones, your familial ones, your friendships, they should be a
Mm-hmm.
place of protection. Of course, you can have discourse and correction in a friendship, and whatever the case may be, but I definitely feel like I should feel protected. If the world is against me, I should know that you have my back. And that was literally the opposite for them. We all
Yeah,
had to have her back.
I don't see them staying together. I
Not
think
over
she's gonna try
time.
to work it out with him because you should try to work it out. Like, especially if he comes to her and apologizes and stuff. However, if he does not change, it's not gonna work out. He could change. He could realize the error of his ways. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, that's a part of life and everybody has to do that. But I don't have a lot of faith in it. I don't think
No.
it's going. I think in like 4 or 5 years they gonna be co-parenting, but
Yeah. I don't
it's
know.
a
I
rough
don't.
lesson to learn. That's an expensive lesson to learn because I know she's happy. They're both happy to have a baby and
And the baby's
some
so
type of
cute.
familial unit. He looked just like his daddy, but I don't know. Just long term, I don't see it unless he is willing to do some work.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes people make grave mistakes. Like,
Yeah, of
if
course,
he,
and
I
it don't have
guess,
to
I
be the
suppose.
end, but
I feel like
I
it
don't know. I just
changes.
don't have the faith.
Yeah, no, and I feel like certain things change the makeup of a relationship. Like, it changes
It's
how you
extremely
view.
hurtful.
Yeah, it changes your
I would be
perception
hurt.
of like that person, because I feel like I wouldn't be able to trust him to not take our business to
Because
the
I
internet
only
on
get
that
with a
scale.
man because I think he gonna protect me, and that was the one thing you didn't do.
Mhm.
You didn't do it. You left me out there like to get messed up, and that's messed up.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
it's
And with Keisha
cringe.
and Kango, I think his name is, they
I have
still
no
together
idea.
because I had checked her social media, her Instagram, and they together because his birthday is like late May, and I was like, oh, and at that time it was June. No, it was July, so like a little bit over a month. They still together, girl. So
Well, according to him, which makes me feel like he's a liar in general. Like, he came
mm,
to try to defend the situation, like after it started trending, like last week or whenever it was,
indefensible.
and he was
I would have
like,
just shut the
"That."
hell up and be like, y'all right, I was wrong. You come on here to defend some foolishness.
But
That's the part that kills me.
Listen to the defense. He was like, "This is an old conversation that happened like 2-3 a month ago. That's not old. That's brand new."
I don't even know when it happened. It don't matter to me.
It's brand
like, I was
new.
just wanting to know where they still together, and they are. I was like, wow. I mean, but again, it's easy to say I'm gonna leave my man. I get that. It is. So maybe, but Keisha, that looked real bad.
Everything is literally easier said than done. And I'm not even trying to say like break up or anything like that. I just know like for myself, like there are just certain things we can't do. Like you can't publicly embarrass me because I will never feel safe with you again. Like I know myself well enough to know that I will never feel protected by you. Like I'm literally gonna always be like, oh my gosh, if something happens, you're gonna take it to the internet. And then with like Keisha's guy, like, you know, saying you wouldn't take me back, I feel like you would just try it. Like you would just try, like if you hadn't cheated before, you're gonna probably try to cheat at some point. And it's like, let's just cut to the chase. Like, let's just go ahead and end it. Because
I cannot imagine, but that bar is, that means the bar is so low. Like you're with somebody and you are waiting on them to cheat on you. What type of bar? There's no bar.
There is no bar.
There's nothing. That is like, what? Like, oh yeah, no, he gonna cheat on me. He's told me he's gonna cheat on me. I need to brace myself for it. And then once it happens, we need to work it out and stay together. Hello? What?
Y'all gonna do what now?
That is insane. I'm just like, oh gosh. I was upset with that. I was very upset.
It's weird.
And I had to let you know, don't be sending me stuff like this. I really do.
Oh no, I'm literally gonna continue to do it. Block me.
And I still get mad at her.
Block me.
I'm like, you just messed up my day. I was minding my business.
No, because I love having conversations. But block me.
Sending me foolishness.
Yeah.
That is utter foolishness. That's crazy to me.
But yeah.
And yeah.
And then to add
our last
to it, Mr. Jonah Hill. Jonah, what are you doing, my love? What are you doing, babes? This man literally got with a surfer or surf instructor, whatever. That is her job.
Which and they never have clothes on, ever.
They never have
They're
clothes
always
on.
in bikinis
Always.
or those wetsuits.
Yes.
But underneath, and they take the wetsuit off and be in their bikinis.
Because they're at the beach.
All the women.
They're at the beach.
And this man had the nerve to tell the bikini lady not to be in bikinis.
He had so many lists and criterias. It was weird and sick. It was weird and sick. Like him saying that he doesn't want her, I guess, fraternizing or hanging out with like other men. What? Like she's in a male-dominated sport. She has to, and even if she wasn't, you can't tell your partner like they can't be friends with whomever they want to be friends with, as long as they're keeping it respectful. He also told her like he doesn't want her hanging out with women aside from a coffee date or a lunch date here and there, her friends that don't have their lives together, which I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. Like,
yeah, that was a little bit too much. With the guys thing, you're going to differ in opinion with me, I know. But I personally don't have any guy friends. I decided after, because I just don't want the headache. So, I mean, but I also think technically, if like I was friends with a guy, they're grandfathered in. Maybe in the future, like, you know, a guy, we'd have to be cool with both me and my man. It can't just be just me. You know what I'm saying? I can understand that to a certain extent. But you don't like my girlfriends? Sir, who are you? When does it end? And then the bikini thing, I was like, I work in bikinis. You're messing with my livelihood. This is how I pay my bills. And he liked a picture of her with her ass out in a bikini on the surfboard. That's how he got in.
Right.
And then, mind you, let's say you're just trying to have sex, whatever. That's fine. You can do that. But don't try to make her your girlfriend. Go be with the girl who's over there in a one piece. But the thing is, when you try to that's not what you want.
Yeah.
Go be with what you want. Stop trying to get a girl that you like and admire and then change her into what she wants. She's not that. And no, it's just never going to happen. It's
No,
just very less than smart to me. What the hell? Less than smart.
so so like going back, like I feel like you said, if you've had male friendships, maybe one or two really close guy friends or whatever, I'm not here to dictate anybody's life. Or for me, it would be like my guy having a couple like cool female friends. I'm not here to dictate your life and say, well, now that I'm in the picture, all of a sudden I'm in the picture, you cannot have these friends that you've had for X amount of years. These people come with you. That's just like that. Just like your family comes with you, just like your homeboys
Makes
come with
sense to
you,
me.
they come with you. So I'm
That's
not going to
logical.
say, you know, whatever. Now, of course, if you happen to have a friendship with someone that, and their boundaries are being crossed, like there's flirtation, there's X, Y, and Z, like it's a lot more than just a friendship. Even if it's less than a relationship or a situationship or a hookup, where there's a blurry line, like I'm not going to stand for it, I'm going to have to go. Because clearly this person is important to you. So I'm going to take myself out the equation. I'm not going to ask you to do whatever with your friend. That's your friend. I'll just remove myself. But I think overall, the reason I say that about their situation in particular, for him to say like, I don't really want her around other men. She literally works in a male-dominated sport. It's like telling a woman
it goes
that's
to her job. That's true, because this is not personal. This is my job. She works in that industry. I didn't know it was like that, but if that's what you're saying, I thought it was girls and girls and guys and guys. But maybe it's not.
And maybe it's a mixture of it all, right? Like, because let's look at it like if it was football. Let's say she's, you know, a straight girl but loves football and she's a reporter.
A football reporter,
yeah. She's going to be around men all the time. Her coworkers are going to be all men. Like, you're going to have
or she's a sports
friends.
agent.
Yeah, like
she's an attorney who's a sports agent.
Right. You're going to be surrounded by men. Like, you have to be able to put some trust in your person that they are not going to try you. You have to be able to do that. You can't sit there and immerse yourself in their world and then try to pull them out of their world.
Yeah, it comes down to trust in that situation. You trust your person or you don't. That person, you know, makes you feel comfortable that like, no, she not, or he is not going to try me.
Yeah. And if you don't feel comfortable, that's okay. That's your right to not feel comfortable. Like, maybe there are things that are inappropriate, but you don't tell that person to stop doing what they're doing. You remove yourself from that situation, because at the end of the day, her job, like I mentioned, like, is male dominated. There's going to be a lot more male surfers than there are female surfers. Like, I don't know the statistics on it, but I'm going to assume there's tons more male surfers than there are female surfers. So that means that she's going to be around men, and she's going to be around men in her bikini, because this is her job. This is her uniform for work. So if you cannot handle that, then that's not the person for you. You don't tell her, well, stop doing this, or now that I'm with you, you can stop doing these things now. She wasn't doing this to wait on you. This is her life, and this is how she lives her life.
Her business. She literally was minding her business. She posted a picture and you slid in her DMs.
And that's another
Let's say y'all
thing.
just had a good time and then decide, you were like, well, I want you to be my girlfriend. Then you want me to be the girlfriend how you met me.
Right. You don't get
for
to
the
come
most
in
part.
and change me.
Y'all could try to plan y'all life and how y'all want to see it, but generally you have to have the same type of mindsets,
right?
Morals, what equally yoked, whatever you want to call it. Like, it got to make sense to both of y'all. Y'all can't be at different extremes,
right?
And then think it's gonna work. It's not gonna work.
It doesn't make any sense. It's like he wanted to change everything about her after he slid in her DMs, knowing what she was already, how she was, who she was. I mean, obviously not on the personal level, but like, you already saw the job that she does. You already know how she dresses. You already know all those things. And you said, yeah, that's okay. Only to try to change her after that. Like,
yeah,
she didn't do that job in hopes and like just waiting for a man to come and stop her from doing that later on.
Devil advocate, though. I'm gonna play the devil's advocate. What do you think about her posting the texts that were private between him and her?
Just like I said, in regards to Keke and light skin Keisha, certain conversations are just meant to be between you and yourself, or maybe your group chat, but your personal group chat. Like, that was a lot. Now, on one hand, in that situation, I feel like a lot of women go through that sort of situation. So I think it
They
highlights
do.
to other women in some cases, or maybe even like a group of men as well, that like this is not okay. Like we are experiencing this and this is not an okay situation. So sometimes
Mm.
things bring things to light, but I don't want to be a hypocrite and say like, oh, it was completely fine, because it's not. It's like this is something she should have definitely broke up with him and just left it alone. um
Yeah.
and
Because she did out him, and it's like,
right.
that was a private thing. So I wish she would have just said, like, alluded to it, but not put out the text messages. She could
Right.
have just said, like, no, I've just definitely been with someone. She could have said his name, because it's not like she's lying. And she's like, I do have the proof. And if Jonah wants to pop off and be like, Jonah, I have the proof. Stop playing with me.
Mm-hmm.
I can say what I want to say. If you did this to me, I can say it. But it was just like, that point was brought up to me, and I was like, you ain't wrong. That was
Right.
private.
That was
That
private.
was
That was a
private.
private moment. But it did highlight, I will
Eh,
say, like the manipulative
mm,
tactics that people use, because a lot of the jargon that he used in that conversation was things that psychiatrists would say, and he was like trying to allude to like, these are my boundaries, and it's like, no, these are not boundaries. Boundaries are things that are in place for you. If you do not want to date a woman that is in a
mhm.
bikini, then you don't get with a surfer, because your boundary would
Yeah.
be that you don't like women that showcase their body, so you don't get with a woman that showcases her body. Get with, like, I don't know, like a woman in the church, like whatever type of church, the synagogue, whatever. Get with that
Mhm.
woman, because that's what you
Yeah.
actually want. Don't get with someone and then try to change them. Like a lot of like words were being thrown around that did not apply to the situation, and then the dialogue and the discourse surrounding that, because a lot of people were like, well, these are his boundaries, he's okay to communicate them. Those are not boundaries. Your boundaries are for you. If you say, I don't drink and I don't want a partner that drinks, do not go to a bar and buy a girl a drink and then later on be like, I don't like you
Why you
drinking.
drinking? Why you drinking?
What?
Exactly. Exactly.
Like, when you
Yeah,
met
no,
me,
you
you
can't
bought me
have
a
it both
drink.
ways. And that's what people want. They just want people to, like, be lap dogs. I'm like, then go get a dog. What are you doing? And then
People want
that's just
control, not
weird.
partnerships. They want to have people that are obedient to them, and
Mm.
that's it. And it's like, that's not real life. That's not how this works,
Because when you really
actually.
care about somebody, so it's just like, do y'all just want to just have somebody next to y'all to have somebody, or you want to be in a relationship because you care about somebody?
Mm-hmm.
You want them to care back for you. It's just weird. I don't know. I don't like any of these things, but I
Yeah.
wish these people would take us off the group chat.
Yeah.
I ain't want none of this.
Like, I'm not a fan. Like, guys, stop. But I think it just
Mm.
opens up a bigger, like, a discourse on like how it highlights like the type of relationships that a lot of people are in, because I don't think this is exclusive to light skinned Keisha or Jonah Hill and his
No,
girlfriend,
this is
or
probably what's going on with that Jonathan Mayers thing. I'm sure that girl got text messages. She just
mm-hmm,
ain't out him. She's
mm-hmm,
just saying he abused me, and then she probably has shown it to the district attorneys or whatnot, but she ain't out him.
mm-hmm.
She's just saying, y'all can believe me or not, but I'm not lying. And it's enough for a district attorney to put a case against him. So yeah, the only thing with Jonah is that she actually put it out there,
Right.
and it's just like, it is kind of private. I get that. So yeah, I don't know, but
Mm-hmm. So,
mm-mm.
friends, what do you think? With all these men coming out here and showing their whole behinds on the internet in some type of capacity, what do
Mhm.
we think? Like, do you feel like we should keep these type of conversations private at home
Mhm.
and have them
Mhm.
between you and your partner? Do we feel like it's okay to like post these things? Do you feel like it helps to have
Oh
like
my
these type of
gosh.
conversations with maybe your own significant other or your friend group? Let us know what you think. Hit us up at Honestly Friends Pod. And remember, we're actually on YouTube with, our handle is also at Or Honestly Friends Podcast.
Friends Podcast. Yeah, on Instagram, on YouTube, it's Honestly Friend Podcast. On Instagram, it's Honestly Friends Pod. So please, y'all, take a moment, go over to YouTube and subscribe and like.
Yeah.
So I can push it out to more people.
Thank you. Later, guys. Love y'all.